and tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness stands tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tuning every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Good evening, guys. Hello, everybody. Hey, I'm still in the same spot. Listen, I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I need you guys to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. Can you guys do that for me today? Can you hit the like button? Can you subscribe and share? Do you think I can do that? Can you promise me that? All right. I have some updates for you guys, and I have some stuff to tell you. In regards to yesterday, I didn't come back on last night after I came from court because it became so draining. Some of the stuff, it was disheartening. And I'm going to share with you guys what happened yesterday. It was pretty sad. But it is what it is, you know, it is what it is. But I'm going to go ahead and share. Tomorrow, we'll be in court, the 4PF case. It's not 4P. Their group is not 4PF. Their group is another group, but they supposedly was trying to shoot at 4PF people and end up shooting those little children, those teenagers. But I call it 4PF because that's what, you know, they keep mentioning, 4PF, right? So let me just show my face, sorry. So tomorrow, they're coming back for a hearing at 1:00 for the prelim hearing. Benverito is on cross-examination. The state already examined her. Now the 6 or 5 defendants is going to examine her. I know Nicole Fagan is on trial. She's doing a trial right now, so she may not be there tomorrow. And it shall be televised, y'all. Hopefully, I'll be having my little stuff working. Keep your fingers crossed because I have not done it in a while. So please keep your fingers crossed. If not, I'll still have my SD card and I can play it afterwards. But in the meantime, right now, it's going to be shown. Prayerfully, we'll be able to see Benverino, and you'll be able to see the cross from the defense side. Okay? Keep your fingers crossed, okay? Keep your fingers crossed. Now, Thursday, tomorrow's Wednesday, Thursday, the second half of YSL is coming up. Second half of YSL. There starts at 9:30 on Thursday, 9:30, and they should be coming before Judge Whitaker. Okay, that's Thursday. And Friday, you have Miles Farley. Miles Farley will be in court on Friday for arraignment and plea. Plea and arraignment, okay? In regard to his situation. All right. Now, and then I want to tell you something. There's two things I want to talk to you guys about in regard to this RICO gang charges and all this kind of stuff. Yesterday, I went to the prelim and final plea on different cases, right? Because I was there for Unfunk, but his attorney did a waiver, so they did not have to come yesterday, so they did not come. But the judge did call on them, and then, someone had to explain to them that there was a waiver placed and he wasn't there. All right, so he did not have to come. Now, here's what really I wanted to talk to you guys about yesterday. I left the courtroom very discouraged, heartbroken, and sad. Sad because a teenager, a 14-year-old, 15-year-old lost his life, right? 14-year-old, I don't know exactly how old he was, 14 years old. And a 23-year-old just ruined his life. He pleaded guilty yesterday, and he was part of the YFN. 23 years old. Now, here's the sad part. I'm going to explain something to you guys. He got arrested back in 2021. He's been in jail since 2021. And they offered him a plea deal. Now, listen to this. When the prosecutor came up there and tried to, right before they do the plea deal, he gives a rundown of what the case is all about, right? Now, listen to this. The prosecutor talked about how there was a fight that occurred with two girls. Girls got into a fight, and then the guys got involved into the altercation. It was said that guns were drawn and a bunch of bullets went flying, right? One individual got hit 5 times and he passed away. There was others that got hit, but they didn't die, and no charges was put on just a charge for the murder, okay? Now, listen to this. The one young man who took the plea deal yesterday, he was 19 years old at the time, okay? When the police got there, they started the investigation, and they picked up bullet fragments, they picked up shell casings and all this kind of stuff in the crime scene, right? And there was conversation. Well, nobody really spoke. Nobody wanted to tell what happened or anything like that. So eventually, when the police put the pressure on, individuals started talking. But here's the deal. They end up saying the young man that that took the plea deal yesterday was supposedly the shooter. Listen to this. The prosecution team said when they did the lineup and they had him lined up and others lined up, no one could identify him or anybody, any of the others, right? That's number one. Number two, when they went to the young man's house and they got a gun, and that was in his house, they tried to match the shell casing to the gun. It was no match whatsoever. Okay? Remember, no match with the gun, no match with the lineup, no evidence. No evidence. But this young man's been in jail since 2021, right? So one of supposedly guys that was with him, the co-defendant, I guess he's the one that's took the plea first. He pinned the crime on that young man, right? That young man's attorney was a public defender, public pretender, and his mom was in the courtroom in a wheelchair. His sister is there, and his uncle sat next to me. His uncle was there. He was saying he didn't know why he's taking this plea deal because they have no evidence of him doing the crime. He took a plea, alpha plea deal, because he wanted to get out so bad that it was in his best interest. Now, remind you, no evidence, no ballistics showing him, no video showing he was in the area, nothing like that, nothing. And the state says it clearly. He's never been arrested before and never had any dealing with the law. He played the football and all this kind of stuff. Kid was a good kid. Never been in trouble. But because he wanted to just get it over with, y'all, he took the plea deal. They gave him 10 years. They gave him, 20 years to serve 10. That's what they gave him, 20 years to serve 10. The judge denied him first time offender. She denied that for him, right? And when you look at that kid, y'all, my heart felt so bad for him. My heart just he looked so innocent. But because he felt there was no way out, he had a public defender. She didn't care too much about whether or not. It was so sad, y'all. Who was the judge? The same judge that Gregory has, and also Umfung, the same judge. Remember the judge I told you that her she's being written up charges against her for not doing cases and stuff like that. It was her. Williams. Shamila Williams. And I was talking to CMT the other day. I was like, what happened to the money that Fonnie Willis supposedly had to educate these kids on gang and helping them to stay out of gangs and stuff like that? What happened to that? They offered him 20 years, but served 10. Now listen to this. Look, there's more to this. Served 10, and then he ended up having some other charges, and it turns out he would have to do 15 years probation. So he's 23 years old. So he's been in jail for 4 years, right? And so he should be out like within 5 years, I would say. Within 5 years, a little less, right? They do like a third. But here's the thing. The family does not get justice because you really don't know actually who did it. All you know is based on the other guy saying that he did. That other guy, he could have been the one that did it. You get what I'm saying? But because he's the one that took a plea deal first, he got the best deal. The family, I mean, the mom, she got up there. Her speech broke my heart because it was like she says they just want to have a conviction. There's no justice for her son, who was an honor student who ended up being killed because some girls was fighting. It was just crazy. When I tell you, it's like no side really won. I mean, lives are just destroyed, and I just couldn't understand it. I was floored. I left that courtroom. I was so like torn up. I didn't say anything because I don't know. I don't know. I was just so torn up because of like both sides. There was something happening. It was awful, y'all. It was so awful. And the state's not doing their job. They're not doing their work that they're supposed to do, and they're not investigating these cases like they're supposed to. And it's sad. It's really sad. Sad. How old was he? Was like 15 or 14, 15. And that, I mean, her son's life is just like it didn't even really matter. The way they doing these things is just not fair. Fani caught taxpayers' dollars with her boyfriend at the LAX airport. I thought they broke up. Hey, Woody, I was just talking about the sadness of one young man. His last name was Jeffries. He was sent, he got 10 years and 15 years probation. They had no evidence, no ballistic evidence. No one picked him out of the lineup. But because he's been in jail since the 2021, he just got tired. His mom is in a wheelchair. I mean, it's just so much. And then both sides do not win. And it stemmed from two girls fighting. It was, I mean, man, you just don't know. None of the guns the guns matched the ballistic. None of it. It is so, when I tell you guys, I've been in the courtroom, it's just like, I don't know. There's got to be something to be done, y'all. It's got to be something, because it's and no one is really helping the kids out. No one's giving them an alternative, some place to go to. It's just crazy. I know it's nothing new. I know, Woody, but it's just, oh my God, it was just so sad. Both sides, both sides. It's just so messed up the way the system is. They're not trying to find any solutions at all. And then with the money she was given from the federal government to try to do something about this whole gang fight, gang stuff, and nobody's doing anything. Only thing they're doing is throwing folks in jail, give them long-term probation, and they keep bringing it back up. And it's just, and I understand jail is a business. I understand that. But there's got to be something that these people could do. There's got to be, because it was so sad sitting in that courtroom. Both sides. I'm talking about the parent side and the young man whose life is gone. The one that's deceased and the one that just took the plea deal. I mean, when I tell you that boy did not even understand what he was saying, he's a kid. I, I just I left out of there. That's why I didn't get on live because I was just some of that stuff that drains you, y'all. Mentally, it just like I don't quite especially these children. Then you guys hear about that young lady, the little 13-year-old who father did that awful thing to her. It's just like $100 per day per person. I know. Let me put the link in here, Woody, if you want to come up. I don't know, y'all. It's awful. It's awful. I don't know. It's a revolving door and with no solution, no resolution whatsoever. I mean, we look at these cases or we make our opinions and stuff like that, but when will there be a solution? They got rape kits that's been there since 1980 something, y'all, that they have not even checked. They got what is going on with these officials in this criminal justice system? Well, I mean, I don't know. It's disheartening. I just could not get on yesterday because it was so sad. His mom was just shaking her head. The mother of the child that was murdered was, oh my God. And the whole courtroom was full of his family. And it's just like, no solution, y'all. No solution. I know. They get paid regardless. I know. And that lady didn't care. She didn't care. Then that judge, man. I don't know. How much time was he plead for? They gave him 20 years. It was a murder case, y'all. It was a murder case. He's 23 right now. He's been in jail since 21, so he's gotten time served for 4 years already, and so it's about 6 years he would have to do, and then to give you a certain amount of time based on behavior and things like that. He'll be out soon, and that's what the parent was upset about, saying, "Hey, you can murder somebody and just get 10 years," and she was very upset. I mean, she had the right to be upset. Her child is dead, but they had no case, y'all, that the ballistic, none of the bullets matched the gun that they found on him in his house. None of it. They don't even know who actually, they were shooting all over, but they don't know who actually was doing the shooting. Even the witness did not pick him out of the lineup. His mom said he didn't do it. He even said he didn't do it, but he took the alpha plea because he said it was like in the best interest. He wanted to get out because he was still going to be in there. There was no trial. He's been in there since 21, and there's been no movement in the case. No movement whatsoever in the case. You said the lawyer can't technically plead him out if no evidence was. Oh my God, Robin. But she did. They gave him alpha plea. And they said the guy that was supposedly one of them is the one that said that boy did it. But they don't have any proof, no evidence on that either. One of the ones that's the co-defendant, y'all. One of the co-defendant. One of the because they caught him first. In fact, they never caught the other guy, the one that took the plea. They never caught him because the other guy is the one that said he did it. But I think he was trying to get himself out the way. You know what I mean? So he wouldn't have to. He got the best plea deal. I wish I would have known what his plea deal was. I can find out from his uncle. I know his uncle. I can find out a little bit more details of the other guy. How much time? He got 20 years, but to serve 10 incarcerated. Well, this child, it's not going to trial, mommy of two. It's not going to trial. He took a plea deal. It's not going to trial. That case is not going to trial. But they really couldn't charge him with the murder because they couldn't, no evidence pointed to him. So it was crazy. It's crazy. But tomorrow is those guys, those 6 guys. That's a crazy one too. That's a crazy case. Because one of those guys that they're charging, he was not even around and I had nothing to do with it. And that's Nicole's client. Nicole Fagan. Oh, I will be interviewing her the second week of April. So just be prepared. I'll be interviewing Nicole Fagan the second week in April. I'll put up the reminder for you guys. Thank you, Kim, for your Cash App. Thank you. Thank you, Kim, for the Cash App. Thank you, CMT, for the super chat. So tomorrow and Thursday, I did contact the news people so you guys will be able to get footage for the next couple of days. I did tell them about Farley, and hopefully they'll be there for Farley as well. Don't forget to hit the like button and share, okay? It's disheartening, very much so. It's very much so disheartening. It's hard, y'all. Instead of her taking that money and dealing with the supposedly the gang situation in Fulton County, are you gonna do the Newton County case? Which Newton County case? Ray, they'll be on tomorrow. Ray. 4PF is tomorrow. Oh, let me tell y'all something. I have something to tell you. I forgot. Hold on, let me put the light on. I have my notebook. Hold on. I forgot what I have to tell you. Oh, child, I got something to tell you. So I'm assuming that they have a deal for Kendrick. You know why? Let me tell you why. I found some stuff out for you. Hold on. I got to get back on the bed. Sorry. Let me tell you why. They must have worked out a plea deal with Kendrick. Let me tell you why. I found out why. I got it in my notebook. They must have worked out a deal, and most likely it's some sort of plea deal he's going to take. I don't know what the plea deal is, but I'm going to just tell you why. Let me tell you why. Because his co-defendants, okay, let me tell you all the co-defendants that he had. Hold on. I got it all right here. His co-defendant, Xavier Harris, Demetrius Lamar, Tyrone Orlando, Michael David, Anton Watley, Michael David Washington, and Tyler Thomas. Those were the co-defendant in the riot situation in the jail, right? This is the one where McBurney has, and McBurney didn't give him a bond because of that case, right? Well, I was digging into these other guys' case that's supposed to be with him. Guess what? 2 of them are going to trial on June 12th, and the final plea day is on May 1st. Kendrick's stuff doesn't show anything, but these other guys, all their stuff is handled. Kendrick is the only one that says judicial hold. So I believe the remember I told you that DA, that guy that the Indian guy, said that they were going to work something out behind the scene, and they said they'll work it out before court, which is the court is on April 9th. I believe there's a plea deal on the table. That's what I believe. It's a plea deal on the table. Because all these other co-defendants on this case here, something has already happened. Something's already happened with them already. And look, these defendants here. I wrote the names down. I went down each one, and I went to the case number, and I started looking at those individual certain things. You know what? Do you guys believe what I'm saying? Well, since y'all don't believe me, let me show you guys. Let me show you myself what's going on. Okay. All right, hold on. Let me go pull it up for y'all. Because, y'all probably from St. Louis, right? The show me state, right? No, so show me city. Missouri is a state. Hold on. Let me put the case number in here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Oh, my thing is, I need, it's not doing anything for me. It kicked me out already. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, here we go. All right, okay. I'm going to show you guys all the names of the individuals. Let me show you from my screen here. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Share. We're going to share screen. Okay, here we go right here, right? Y'all see it? Do you guys see it? You guys see what I'm talking about? You guys see? All right, that's the case number, okay? And then you're going to go down here. These are all the defendants. You see there's Demetrius Lamar Jones, which I just told you, Antoine Watley, DeMonte Kendrick, Tyrone Orlando Taylor, Tyler Thomas, Xavier Harris, Michael David Washington. Did I not say those names right? Now, we're going to go to each one of them, right? Let's see Lamar. Can y'all see that, what I'm showing y'all? All right. All right. So Lamar has, and that one has a judicial hold open, right? Okay. Offense date, right? Aggravated assault, penal riot. Okay. You see that? Battery. Okay. The battery was not presented. You see who his attorney is, right? See, there's nothing for him, right? Nothing. Okay, he did a pre-indictment appearance. That was in June, right? Probable cause right here. I'm not going to open up this thing because, we're not paying for that. We're not paying for this. Okay, so that's that guy, right? Let's go back. Let me show you the other guy. That one, he's in jail. He's in another jail. Oh, man. I lost it. Daggone it. There we go. Hold on. It's taking its time. Hold on, y'all. Okay. That was that first guy. That's Lamont. Let's go to Anton Watley. All right, let's go. That one's judicial hold, right? McBurney. Penal. Battery. Same charges, right? Same case number. Y'all see the case number, right? You got pre-indictment, right? Probable cause, which was in July, right? You know what? I forgot to turn it on to the hearing dates. Okay. That one didn't have a hearing date. Let's go back to the, so you see McBurney as the judge, right? All right, let's go back to the other guy. Don't start over. Please don't start over. Please, 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 please don't start over. Okay, good. Didn't start over. Now, Kendrick, we're not going to look at Kendrick. We're going to look at Orlando. Same charges, right? The penal riot and all that. Misdemeanor, blah, blah, blah. Okay, he had a hearing. Brandy Brooks had this. He had a hearing there. First appearance with Judge Elizabeth. Pre-indictment. He had a hearing, preliminary hearing here. He had a order of transfer, judicial hold, leave of absent. Okay, that's that one. Okay, let's go back to the other guy. I told you 2 of them was getting ready to go to trial. Told you, right? Think to go Tyler. I think it's Xavier. Did I do this guy yet? Did I do this one? Let's see if we do Tyler. Okay, now this is Tyler Thomas, right? He has judicial hold. Okay, you see his trial? See, I told you his trial start what date? You see that? His trial started. And he has his final plea on, this is the one I was telling you about. You see that, right? See what I'm talking about, y'all? You see what I'm talking about? Do y'all see what I'm talking about with him? So he's going to trial on this case. His final plea. He had a motion hearing on April 2nd. He has a motion hearing, right? Oh, they canceled that. Okay, they canceled his motion hearing. He had a plea and arraignment. I wonder, and the same judge, Elizabeth, that did their original pre-indictment, and Brandy Brooks. You see, all of that's the same, right? So you see, he's going to trial. Y'all see right here, he's going to trial. Right here, you're going to trial on June 12th, like I said. Did I say June 12th? I know I said May 1st for the final plea. I know that, but then June 12th. So he's going to trial, y'all. And you see the same charges that the other ones have, right? Aggravated battery, aggravated assault, right in the penal system, battery, same stuff. And it's the same case number. The great thing is they're not charging them with a RICO. But they all have the same case number. See, all of it's under this case number, 24 SE 004460. Okay. And you saw that was Tyler, right? Let's see Xavier Harris. I think something went on with him too. I don't remember his, but I remember the other one that was on trial. All right, Xavier Harris. All right, let's go look. That's still McBurney. See, you see, there's no judicial hold on his. You noticed that, right? Where the other one had judicial hold, those other two that they're not doing anything with. And you see, aggravated assault, riot in penal system, battery. All of them have the same charge, same case. And now let's go see what's going on with Xavier. Xavier, he has his plea and arraignment, right? That was on the 14th. Last week, right? Oh, they canceled that. Sorry, they canceled it. And this one, they didn't bring him out. But his thing is not on hold. Where those other guys are on hold. Well, the other, what's his name? Taylor. So he did not have the hearing. But he's supposed to get a hearing. So they're probably going to reset his. All right, let's go to the other one. That was Xavier, right? Let's go to the last guy. I think that's Michael. Come on. All right, this is the last guy here because we're not. Yeah, I was right. Michael Washington. Let's go see what his is saying. Okay, let's see what. There's a judicial hold on this one here. He got a judicial hold. And this is the same charges, right? Aggravated battery, riot in penal system, battery, right? And then he got another battery. Okay. Craig Lewis is his attorney. Let's see what's going on with him. He doesn't have anything going on. They ordered the transcript. I wonder what's going on with the transcript. Judicial hold. And that's it. This guy, nothing's happening. Now, let's go look at Kendrick's. Okay? Let's see what's going on with his, okay? Kendrick's is this one right here. All right, let's go look at Kendrick's here. All right, let's see. And his has the judicial hold on it, right? You saw those other two guys did not have it. Tyler didn't have it, and what's the other one? Didn't have a judicial. Theirs was just open. So you have the aggravated battery, riot in penal system. That's it. He doesn't even have the other one. He doesn't have the battery. He doesn't have the battery charge. All right, so you see Bruce Harvey and Westmoreland. Bumpus is off. Amanda is off. Okay, this is when he had that bond hearing, right? And right now it's still saying he's under advisement with that bond hearing. You see that? Let's see if any hearing, they set any dates. Nope. No dates set, right? But, you already know he's going to see Whitaker, right? You already know Whitaker's going to handle both because remember one of the things that Mr. McBurney said is that most of those cases are going to be with one judge. So they're going to bring that to her. Okay, so let's go ahead on and go look at his recent cases. The other one that's with, let me stop sharing this for a second because I got to put my password and I don't want y'all to see my password. Xavier is in prison. Yes, Xavier is in prison. No, one of them got a bond. Adventuring. One of them did get a bond because I remember seeing that person that was on bond. Yeah, one person did get a bond. So you're going to make me go back and check what I found out early. You know what? Let me see if I wrote it in my notes. So I think I wrote it in my notes. See, Xavier's case was reinstated on 2/24. Hold on a second. I wrote notes on this stuff here. I don't know where I put it at. Never mind. Okay, now let me go ahead on adventuring. Yeah, I think you're right. I think, but we already moved it. Let me go check out Kendrick's other case, and then I'll be back. Okay, let me go get that other stuff. I'll be right back. Let me go get his. Yeah, one of them did get a plea deal. You know what? Xavier, I think it's Xavier got a bond. I think he's out, if I'm not mistaken. I know one of them had a plea deal. I mean, not plea. Got a bond. One of them did get a bond. Might have been Xavier, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was in a courtroom. I can't remember. Never mind. I can't remember. But I'm looking for looking for Kendrick's other case. Hold on. I'm bringing his up now. Hold on a second, y'all. This computer is like so slow. Okay, here we go. All right, let me put up his name, DeMonte Kendrick. All right, let's see. Okay. We'll look at it together, y'all. All right, let's go look at it together. Let me show it to you guys. I just didn't want y'all to see my password because y'all nosy. Don't want y'all looking at my stuff. All right, let's go. All right, so this is Diamante right here. This is the one. Yeah, got it. This is the one with YSL right here. That's YSL one. This is the one. This is the one. Yeah, this is old. This is YSL. This is when he's suing Glanville. It must be this one. That's the one we just looked at. Let's look at this one. That one is the one. Yes, this is, see, Whitaker got it right here. This is the one we're looking at. And this is the one with possession of the item and inmate, you know, the cell phone stuff. Okay. That's that one. Bruce and Nicole. Okay, let's see. See, final plea right here. 10 o'clock on the 9th. I see it. I see it. So that's that one. Let's go look at the other case. We already looked at the McBurney one. Now this is the Whitaker one. And we got one more case we're going to go look at, okay? So that one is the final plea. And they're going to get a plea deal. They're going to do a plea deal. I told you they're going to do a plea deal. Did I not say that? They're going to do a plea deal. Because they don't even have a trial date. So they're not going to go to trial. All right. This is the one. These two are the YSL one. This one is the one he's suing him. So it must be this one here. We're going to look at. Let's go look at that. We just looked at that one. It's supposed to be 3 that cases that he has outstanding. We just looked at this one already. Because the other one is also possession of stuff in a jail. We looked at that one. That's the one we're suing. Okay, we look at this one. Oh, the other one's gone. It's not on here. This is the one where they sued, where what's the name put in the lawsuit. We saw this one before. So the other one's gone. See, this is the that one's closed. This is when Doug Weinstein put in there. Remember the petition? 85 page, which got turned back to the lower court because they had no jurisdiction over it. So they sent it right back. So it's this one. This is the one we just looked at. This is the one where he's suing him. This is the other one. This is YSL. And this is YSL. Okay. So there's only 2 cases. The other one's not showing. Okay, y'all. Yeah, the plea deal is going to be time served. Yeah, it's going to be time served. All right, guys. Anything else you guys want me to look at? Is there anything else you guys want me to look at? So yeah, I know one guy is going to trial on that case. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wanted to, guys, talk to you about that case that with that young lady. The young lady with the father. I want to show y'all something. Well, no, we're not doing it. That's Fulton County. We don't want to talk about that. That's Fulton County. Any updates on the case of the twins? No, the only thing I heard was that what do you call it? The Toledo case. That's the one I was. You know what? Let me go ahead. Y'all. We're just gonna go do a little visit over here. Hold on a second. Kimani. Yeah, this is the one right here. Hold on a second. All right, let me show y'all this. Sorry. Hold on a second. It's a very sad case. I'm going to play it right here.
I'm Sophia Pericone. We continue to track details about the disappearance and death of 13-year-old Kimani Latigue. First, we go to the latest on the investigation. We're working to gather more information about a shooting in Columbus this morning that may be connected to Kimani's murder investigation. The president of the Columbus Fraternal Order of Police says a man who was shot by SWAT this morning is wanted for a murder of a teenage girl here in Toledo. However, neither he nor a spokesperson for Columbus Police would confirm if that man is Darnell Jones. Here's what the FOP president had to say.
When I heard about this case, this was an individual wanted for homicide out of Toledo. I called my union counterpart in Toledo. I said, hey, good news, we have your guy. Your guy committed a murder, chose to fled to our town. I'll tell you right now, the wrong town to come to if you murder somebody. Our SWAT team will go out looking for you.
We are working right now to confirm if the man shot this morning is Darnell Jones. He's wanted for the murder of 13-year-old Kimani Latigue. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. And just a short time ago, our Silver Barker exclusively interviewed Kimani's grandmother and legal guardian, and then Kimani's aunt. Here's what they both had to say.
So my first question for you, yesterday, lots of things was going on. We want to know specifically at your home, there was a lot of speculation online that you were being arrested, but when we checked with police, that was not the case. So can you further clarify on exactly what did happen yesterday at your home?
Well, I was called and told that there was a mob of people in front of my house. They were angry. It was more or less the people that were here earlier waiting to see if it was Kimani that was in the home. And basically some people from the neighborhood had contacted me and said that there was a mob in front of my house and they were talking about what they were going to do to me once I came home. So the police, the detective said that she would have a unit come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get the away from my property.
Are you scared?
So no, I was never arrested. I was taken downtown, but I was never arrested.
Are you scared for your safety right now?
I am.
What are some of the things that you've been hearing and receiving from people?
They said they was going to blow up my house. They said they was going to do harm to me. It's just been a barrage of the different things that they've been stating.
And now yesterday, or let's backtrack first for a little bit. So you are the guardian of Kimani, or you were the guardian of Kimani, correct?
I am the legal guardian of Kimani.
Okay. So in terms of taking care of her, when was Kimani placed under your care?
A year ago.
So you take care of her.
She's been in my home for the past 5.5 years, but I just obtained legal custody of her a year ago.
Were you and Kimani close?
We were.
What were some of the things, trying to think of her and paint a memory of her in a good light, right now with everything that's going on, what was Kimani like? Tell me a little bit about how Kimani was in the time that you've got to know her.
Kimani was phenomenal. Kimani was a helper. Like she was older than what she appeared to be. Like, how they say somebody has an old soul? She was that. She loved older music. She loved playing video games. She loved the friends and family that she was allowed to be around. She played basketball for Spring Elementary. She was highly intelligent. So I'd like to clear up the mental issue statements. No, she was not mentally ill in any way. We had her, assessed, and they didn't feel as if anything was wrong with her mentally. So that was not a issue. But back to Kimani, she would, like, say for instance, someone would come over and they had children. They didn't have to worry about their kids because Kimani immediately embraced them and would play with them, kid stuff. She was phenomenal. Like I said, she was like no other kid her age.
What school did Kimani go to?
She went to Spring Elementary.
And we were told that at that time she was doing good at school as well too, correct?
She was. She had brought her grade point average up from a 3.4 to a 3.9. And, actually they were going to have an award ceremony for the basketball players today at 5:30. But when I divulged to them that she had passed, they've rescheduled it. She was going to receive her trophy for being, on the team and stuff.
And she has a birthday that's coming up, correct?
Her birthday is Friday.
And she would have been turning 14.
She would have been 14.
Did you have any plans for her birthday?
We were going to have her a large birthday party because it would have been her first birthday where, once again, all of my children were together and could participate in the party. Her mom was supposed to come and everything. So I asked her early on, what type of party do you want? She said she wanted a basketball themed party. So that's what I bought, things that revolved around her playing basketball. I'm still receiving stuff in the mail for that.
So there's been some confusion now in terms of when it comes to family, you know, who's her biological father, who is her biological mother, and then also was she in the foster care system? Can you clear up a little bit of all of that? You know, when Kimani was placed in your care, you know, when is the LCCS? Who exactly did she come from, and how did she?
She came from her other legal guardian. I choose not to state her name, but she came from her other legal guardian because the other legal guardian and I were best friends. The other legal guardian is my daughter, Kimani's mom, godmother. And we had already discussed when early on, because she's been with this person since she was 9 months old. My daughter has never really had custody of Kimani. So she's been with this person since she was 9 months old until, like I said, maybe 5.5 years ago. Now, off and on, this person, we would interact and, you know, do different things with her, for her, or I would contact her and tell her, well, I need this, or Kimani would like that. And she would come by and oblige, and we would commence. It's just too much.
Earlier you mentioned when you were talking about what Kimani was like, you know, you had mentioned that when family members did come over, who were allowed around her. Can you expand on that? Is there family members that weren't allowed around her?
No, it's just not very many that came around. And those that did, you know, she acted, as far as I'm concerned, she acted accordingly. She embraced all children, bad or good. Okay, next question.
So now we do know that Darnell, you know, people are looking for Darnell Jones right now. The police are looking for Darnell Jones, and there's an arrest warrant out for him. Do you have any idea of his whereabouts?
Oh, well, to my knowledge, he was just arrested in Columbus. He just recently had a shootout with the police in Columbus. They're saying that he confessed to her murder, and no, I take that back. They're saying that he confessed to her rape and slitting her throat.
How does it feel to learn that?
I can't even say.
You know, as the police report mentions, Kimani was last seen with Darnell. You know, do you have any regrets of letting Kimani go with, as you're her guardian, do you have any regrets of letting Kimani go with Darnell?
I do, only because, like I said, I feel deceived. I feel like this was pre-planned. I feel like you meant to do this. I feel like you was grooming her.
When you say grooming her, is there things that you saw before this leading
No,
up?
I never saw anything out the ordinary. But when molesters decide to choose prey, they groom you first. So they give you gifts. They try and make you comfortable with them. They try and say little things to you that you and they can keep secret, and then eventually they pounce. And that's how I feel that how all of this is played out, I feel that's what happened. She was a virgin. She didn't like boys.
There's also comments, and we're just trying to address those and get those addressed. But there's comments online and speculation again that, you know, Kimani, her home situation, she was abused. What do you have to say to that?
Okay, abuse in whose eyes? Because she was not abused. Yes, she was chastised whenever she was wrong or did things wrong. Other than that, she was not abused. She was not just whooped for no reason or just because I felt like it. I've went through this twice because the school system had contacted CSB on her behalf when she went to Bennett Academy. And they came in, they did a case study and closed it. They've stated there's a way to chastise children without physically harming them. And you need to whoop them on their behind, nowhere else. So, okay, with that in mind, I knew that. So she didn't have like bruises all over.
How long ago was that when they came into your home?
I would say the latest, it was approximately 7 months ago.
And so you say the latest. So was it a few times that they came into your
It
home?
was twice total.
So twice total that they came into your home. Check. Okay. And it was all for like you mentioned, what you just said earlier.
Yes.
Explaining. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Now, in terms of, this whole situation, so you were not arrested, correct? And that's
Correct.
what, a lot of people seem to think as they saw you going out in custody. That's what you asked for, correct?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So my first question for you, can you tell me your relation to Dorothy?
I'm Dorothy's second oldest daughter. I'm Kimani's aunt. My name is Sanika. I live in Indianapolis. All this that is going on is devastating. You wouldn't think that, you see it happen around the world, but when it hits close to your heart, you really just be thinking like, did I do something wrong? Did I fail her? She didn't have the life to live that we have got to grow and live. She was only 13. So to know that somebody that I trusted, which was her father, to come through and deceive us just to get to Kimani in some sexual way or a harmful way, that hurts me to the full extent, the point I feel like I failed her. Me as being her aunt, a person that she could run to and tell anything and everything to. That was my girl. That was my baby. And to hear all of this, to know all of this, and to be going through all this and hearing it for as long as that it went on, it's very devastating. I see so many people that are supposed to be my family that's going against my mom and me for that instance, and saying like, oh, she failed her, she had something to do with it, she had this and that. It doesn't matter at this point. For right now, and until we get justice for Kimani, it's all about Kimani. What I would like to say is there's a lot of people on the internet starting GoFundMe's, and that's not what we need right now, because it's not what Kimani needs. The funeral home has objected to say that they're going to come and pay for everything, so there's no need for any GoFundMe pages, any of that. Everything is being taken care of that needs to be taken care of by her family, her immediate family.
Does it upset you that there are GoFundMe's? Some of them, I think, in cases it might be scams too as well that are going around.
What upsets me is that people are starting these GoFundMe pages and putting Kimani name underneath it, and they know that it's going to get viewed, and people have sympathy and feel some type of way about that. And some of them can be scams, but I know some of them have come from family members. When just let the immediate family handle that. Like, what y'all gonna do with the money if y'all not turning it into the funeral home? There's no need. Let us handle it. Y'all just sit back and give us the emotional support that we need. That's what we need right now. As a family, as a community, we should all come together and just give each other the emotional support that we honestly need. And that's just what I asked for everybody to, calm down, breathe. I know this is a hard time, because it's not just a hard time for y'all. This is a rough time for me. I just need y'all to come together and understand that we need each other as a community, as a family, and emotional support is what we need the most in this situation.
Yesterday the crowd was. Yesterday you were here. I'm assuming the crowd was very upset. Lots of emotions going through too. Especially at this time with such a sensitive situation. We've heard multiple comments out in the crowd, attacking or pointing fingers at your mom. So, what has it been like trying to be her support system and helping her out?
In a way, you have to be mature enough to decide, am I going to follow along with the crowd, or am I going to, stick around with the loner? I'm to the point where I'm I'm not following nobody. I'm going with what's right. If it was your mother, if it was your niece, would you console your mother? Would you console your, the person that was closest to her who lived with her? I'm not out to have a torch in the pitchforks and all out to go against anybody except the person who did this, which I believe was her father, Darnell. I don't have any other anger pushed towards anybody else. I'm angry that this happened, but I'm angry at the person who did this.
Do you know if have you been in contact with Tiara, the mother?
Yeah, I've been in contact with my sister. It's been briefly. It's been over through text. Like I said, I live in Indianapolis. I seen her yesterday, but that was very brief. It wasn't even more than 5 minutes. It was more or less that she wanted to show me my other niece, Kazaria, which is Kimani's youngest sister. But it wasn't like it was oh, sis, what are we gonna do? Any of that. And I don't wish this on nobody. I really don't. I could, your mind go different places when it's a baby. That was a baby. Like I said, I have a very close relationship with Kimani. She was a tomboy. She wasn't out looking for, trying to be fast or, mischievous or any of that. So for her mother to come down and have all this to say and all that, Tiara, where was you for the past 4 years? We haven't seen you since Kimani TikTok party. You haven't called her. You haven't sent her anything. You haven't said, oh, baby, I'm going to come get you for a weekend. We haven't seen you until this happened. Why we got to see you when it's a tragic moment?
Wow.
So, Tiara, where do you stand?
And Tiara lives in Cleveland, correct?
Yes.
Wow. It's deep, y'all.
There was very little communication.
Very, very minimum. It wasn't even, she'll call my mom. She'll go through me and say, have you talked to mommy? And I'm like, no, about what? And she'll say, oh, well, she got custody of Kimani and she trying to get child support from me. So it wasn't that Tiara was concerned about Kimani. It was more of why she want child support from me.
What is the relationship between your mother and your sister, Tiara?
It's very distant. They had their words. They fought. Kimani mother has a godmother that Kimani was with before my mom got her. And there was no communication then from Tiara. I feel like Tiara just let her go. Because any mother would be on her toes to get her children back. That wasn't the case here. It just wasn't.
When was Kimani taken away from Tiara?
I'll say about 7-8 months. And then Tiara godmother stepped in and got custody of Kimani, which would have been around 9 months. Yeah, and Kimani had been with that lady from 9 months all the way up until about, I'd say 5.5 years ago. So it wasn't like Tiara was actually in the picture, saying, hey, maybe I can start getting myself together to get my child back so nobody else can get her.
You ever worried for Kimani's safety with any of the family members or anyone?
I wouldn't say I was worried because I was here. I was here every winter break, spring break, holidays, birthdays. I was here for Kimani. Yes, you come and you enjoy time with your family, but I was here for my niece. I also brought my youngest sister and her 2 kids from Indianapolis to be here for Kimani because we've been in the system before. So I know how it feels to feel like, dang, I'm at somebody's house or not wanted. I know those feelings. So I tried to give Kimani that at all times because she's wanted and loved by her aunts. And this is just devastating that I have to go through this for the rest of my life and knowing I'll never have the embrace of my niece, hey, TT, what you doing? When you coming down here, I'll never get to hear that from my baby again. And that's what kills me the most. I just wish that when I was down here last, that I had just taken her to Indianapolis with me. So this would have never happened. A lot of things, woulda, coulda, shoulda. But at the end of the day, I just really wish that whatever happened, And whoever did this, y'all didn't have to do that to her. There's plenty of people out here with, you know, grown people that put themselves out there to be, you know, the sex workers or whatever it may be. You didn't have to do this to a child. There was nothing that Kimani would have done to make you hurt her. So she was a very timid kid, you know, tomboyish, you know, reserved. She wasn't, you know, loud and you know, out there. So it's just devastating that that me and my family have to go through this.
Is there anything else that you would like to add at this time in the interview? Anything else that I didn't ask, maybe?
I just want people to understand that family is family. And at the end of the day, don't be so eager to go against your family. Talk to your family and talk to the children. These children may be scared to talk to the parents about things that's going on or what may be going on because they feel like they may get in trouble. But make it known that to your kids that you can talk to me. Make it very open. You can talk to me about any and everything, because that's what these kids need to hear nowadays. Instead of going on social media and talking to somebody over social media about it, like he did this or she may done that. Talk to your family because they can handle. They're the adults. They're supposed to handle it. So yeah, and it's forever Kimani.
Woo!
And to be clear, right now, Darnell Jones has been charged with murder, abduction, and felonious assault. There have been no criminal charges filed regarding any sexual crimes at this point. We also just got information about Kimani's cause of death. The Lucas County coroner says she died from multiple incised wounds of the neck. She was pronounced dead shortly after noon yesterday. We'll have much more on this breaking story throughout the day. Until then, thanks for joining us on WTOL 11+.
Woo! Y'all, this is crazy. Hold on a second. There's another part to this. And they saying it's her father? It's crazy. This is her father, y'all.
Breaking news this afternoon as we learn more about the death of a Toledo 13-year-old Kimani Latigue.
In the past few hours, the Lucas County coroner ruled her death a homicide, saying she died from multiple cuts to her neck. We also know her father, Darnell Jones, is in a Columbus hospital after being shot by a SWAT officer around 10 a.m. today. It's still unclear who fired first. Columbus police say he's expected to recover and no officers were injured.
Police aren't sure why he was in Columbus, but did confirm Columbus SWAT was looking into him for at least 2 days. Jones is already facing murder charges in Kimani's death. Her body was found yesterday in an abandoned and burned out home on Miami Street in East Toledo. Here's what police in Columbus had to say about the case, which is very disturbing.
This case is one of the most horrific cases I ever heard. This is a 14-year-old that was murdered, raped, had her hands cut off, and her throat almost cut off. This is an absolute animal that came into our town.
Again, he's in the hospital after being shot. No word on when he'll be brought back to Toledo. He's also facing more charges out of Columbus. Now, we do have live team coverage on this tragic case. Silver Barker has been in talks with Kimani's family all day long, and Megan Hartnett has been on a local group who knows all too well the pain the family is feeling.
Plus, we're also learning more about what's to come of the abandoned home where she was found. First, though, we do want to start with Silver. Silver, what did you hear today from her family?
Yes, well, I spoke with Kimani's grandmother, Dorothy Latigue, who tells me she's been in custody of Kimani for at least the past year. She's been her legal guardian. She wanted to address some of the rumors and speculation online about her being arrested yesterday. She says that it is not the case. That is not the case, that she was arrested. And Toledo police have told us the same thing. She was not arrested. She was placed in handcuffs at her house and taken into custody. She and TPD say she was placed into handcuffs for her own safety. She says she is currently scared for her safety, with lots of people threatening to blow up her home and do things to her.
And people from the neighborhood had contacted me and said that there was a mob in front of my house and they were talking about what they were going to do to me once I came home. So the police, the detective said that she would have a unit come out and help me get my things and more or less escort me off the property. I asked to be handcuffed just so they can get the away from my property.
Now, I also spoke with Kimani's aunt, who addressed a few things as well. At 5, I'll have more of that. Reporting live here in Toledo, Silver Barker, WTOL 11.
All right, Silver, thank you. We were able to confirm today Kimani was a student at Spring Elementary. TPS telling us that counselors were at the school yesterday and again today to help students and employees cope with this tragedy. The district also tells us 2 therapy dogs were at the school.
School officials also wanted to point out that Kimani will be remembered as being a very personable student and someone who got along well with others. She was also recently recognized at the school's honor roll assembly and was going to be given a kindness award later this week.
Well, in a tragic situation like this, it can be difficult for parents to navigate talking to their kids about what happened to Kimani Latigue.
Megan Hartnett joins us in the newsroom after talking with an organization about how parents should handle this. Megan, so how should parents approach a difficult situation like this?
Parents need to gauge what level of information their kids can handle first. A representative from the Parents of Murdered Children organization says it's important to create a safe space for kids to ask questions and learn as much as they want. Some kids may not feel comfortable learning about a murder, while others will want to know a lot. I was told parents should be honest and not make it seem like it isn't something a kid should be asking about. There is a lot of information on the news and a lot being posted on social media about Kimani's death, so it's up to parents to monitor what information their kids are consuming.
There will be a lot. And what are their kids listening to? What are they hearing from this? And what are they taking from what others are putting out there, socially, that, the kids don't know what happened. And they're, kids and adults, we're all going to just kind of use our minds and focus on what do we think happened, and all these stories come out.
Representatives from Parents of Murdered Children say parents should limit social media and focus on having conversations or seeking professional counseling for kids, especially as details are still coming out about what happened. Reporting in the newsroom, Megan Hartnett, WTOL 11.
All right, Megan, thank you. And City of Toledo crews did go out to the home on Miami Street today where Kimani's body was found. They cleaned up around the home so people can safely stop by and pay their respects to Kimani.
We saw several people come by throughout the day, including some who are very familiar with losing someone close to them so suddenly.
I feel hurt. I've lost somebody in the city of Toledo that's been is so dear to me. And I feel like she kind of became part of Toledo.
She said it was important to her to come out and say a prayer for Kimani, even though she didn't personally know her.
WTOL 11 was at the vigil last night to remember Kimani, and there is another one planned for later tonight. An event posted on social media says people are going to gather outside the home on Miami Street about 6:15 tonight. We plan to be there again this evening, and we'll have a live report for you on WTOL 11 News at 11.
And as we learn more, we'll keep you updated on air and online at WTOL.com. Stick
Okay, y'all. The other thing too, okay, I'm getting ready to start this new case in Rockdale County. And I'm going to give you a little bit of background. It's another child murdered by a parent. It's crazy. It is so crazy how these parents are just doing all kinds of craziness to these children. But this is the case here I'm going to be covering in Rockdale.
Accused of murdering her own child in Rockdale County is now behind bars. Gloria Wright was arrested earlier today in upstate New York. On January 8th, Rockdale County deputies responded to a call of a one-year-old who stopped breathing. The baby eventually died in the hospital. Wright disappeared after the incident. She's now charged with first-degree felony murder. This is a developing story. Fox 5 will update you with new information as soon as we get it.
All right, that is that case. And also I'm covering another case in Rockdale as well, where this husband gave the wife AIDS. And he had contracted AIDS. His name is Cleveland Brody. It's allegedly that he had AIDS, and he had it since 2006. Did not disclose it to his wife. And he gave it to her. She was battling with cancer before. She beat cancer, and then they thought the cancer was coming back, but they found out that she had AIDS, and she ended up dying because he never told her. She could have went and got herself medicated. But the case is that they're charging him with murder, and it's out here in Rockdale. So I'll be handling that case as well. Okay. Whew. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. Shout out to Shayna. Thank you so much for the Apple Pay. Thank you for the Apple Pay. Appreciate it so much. It's crazy. It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. It's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. It becomes so emotional. You get so that's why it's hard when you're covering these cases, y'all. You gotta plead the blood. You gotta pray. You gotta pray, because some of the stuff, you be so suspicious of everything. I'm telling you, I'd be so suspicious of everything. Everything. How does whoever knows that she didn't know? Well, her family said, well, let's go pull it up. Okay, hold on. Let's go pull it up so you guys can get a little background on that one. Hold on. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm going to share it with you guys right now. All right, here we go.
How is this even our life?
Life these days
She's supposed to be here right now.
looks a lot like reminiscing for sisters Tammy Hammonds and Karen Young.
I like that one too.
In 2017, doctors first diagnosed their mom, Denise Brody, with breast cancer. She went into remission, but 2 years later, the cancer came back, this time attacking her lungs.
The decline was so rapid.
After years of on and off hospital extended stays and chemotherapy, the cancer had cleared. But Denise somehow was still sick. The family had new doctors run new tests again for everything. Karen recalls doctors determining her 65-year-old mom was dying, but not from a malignant mass.
Then they end up calling us, telling us that she's not going to beat this. You need to take her off the ventilator, and she's not going to make it because she has HIV, she has AIDS.
Denise died April 2nd, 2022, based off her blood work.
She was in full-blown AIDS after having untreated, undiagnosed HIV for at least 5 years.
The person who gave it to her was not unknown. Criminal records allege it was her husband, Cleveland Brody.
Mr. Brody, you are charged at this time with assault count of reckless conduct, HIV-infected person. It is a felony charge. Would you like the court to read your warrant aloud?
The warrants read, this was no accident, instead intentional. Detectives claim medical files reveal Brody knew of his status since 2006. The charging documents cite Brody did endanger by consciously disregarding a substantial and unjustifiable risk that his act or omission of not telling his wife his status resulted in her death.
How long have you lived in Conyers?
10 years.
Inside the courtroom on July 11th, Denise's entire family anxiously watched the bond hearing.
I am going to deny bond, finding you a risk of flight.
Outside the courtroom, they breathe a somber sigh of relief for a case that only came after the family's investigation led to Rockdale County Sheriff's Office doing its own.
I do not think my mother was the first.
As the hearing wrapped for one charge, prosecutors filed another. New warrants detail a second victim just accused the 61-year-old of not disclosing his status and having unprotected sex with her. What's more, the sheriff's office says investigators have reason to believe there are other victims.
If Brody were convicted of felony reckless conduct HIV-infected person, he would only face up to 5 years. It used to be up to 10 years, but advocacy groups like Georgia Equality fought to change the law last year with SB 164 to decriminalize and destigmatize HIV status. But the group argues this new law wasn't intended for cases like Brody's, who police say knew his status and had criminal intent.
So the particular instance in which someone would be arrested and charged with HIV transmission without disclosure was very, very rare.
Georgia Equality's HIV policy manager and former prosecutor Chauncey McGathery maintains most often HIV spreads because people do not know their status. Georgia ranks second in the country for new HIV diagnosis. The metro area is of specific public health concern. Fulton sits at the 6th highest U.S. county for new cases.
People aren't dying from HIV and AIDS. Like, this is not a death sentence, especially in 2023.
Absolutely. And that's critical information.
It did not have to be a death sentence for Denise either.
If he had just gave her that one courtesy, just to tell her that, you know, to test herself for it, and that could be it, and she could have gotten treatment.
All right, but look, I just checked on the record because the other day he was in jail, right? He just posted bond, y'all. Let me show y'all. He just posted bond. Right there. Hold on. You see right here? Brody Cleveland J. He was booked on July 2023, and he was released March 6, 2025. So he got bond. He got bonded out. He got cash bond. 200,000 cash or property bond. So he's 200,000 here, 150,000 and 100 here. So a total of 450,000. He's not in jail right now. He's out. He's not in Fulton. He's in Rockdale, Ronette. That's Rockdale. He's in Rockdale. Total different county. It's a different county. That's a different county. Different county. So that's another case I'll be working on. So got my hands full, y'all. Stay tuned. But thank you everybody who has cashed at me. Let me see. Hold on. I wanna don't forget to hit the like button, y'all. Share. Do your girl a favor, y'all. Your girl's been struggling with my I'm a struggling channel right now. Need you guys to share. Struggle is real. Miss Ali, you gave me a case. What was the case name again? So I could look it up, please. What's that case name again, Miss Ali? Ali. So tomorrow when I go to court, I'm not going that early. We got court at we're going to court at 1. Well, I'll leave the house about 11. Court starts at 1. And we'll be riding together. Miss Ali, what was that case? Are you still in here? So I can yeah, I'm about to go to bed now too. My butt hurt. My butt hurt sitting down so long. So shout out to my peeps. You hit the road too early for me to ride. Renette, tomorrow I'm not hitting the road that early. Tomorrow you should be up. Renette, you should be up tomorrow. Okay. Miss Ali is not in here. She disappeared. I was trying to get the name of the case she was telling me about. Okay. I'm about to get up off this live. I thank you guys for did you share the live? Did you guys share the live? Did you share? Did you hit the like button? Who didn't hit the like button? Tell the truth. God is watching you. Tell the truth. Did you hit the like button? Did you hit the like button? $102 watching, 135 like. Oh, okay, y'all. Woo woo. Thank you, adventuring. Thank you, adventuring. There was something else you were supposed to be looking up for me. What's the name? Never turned itself in. He never turned himself in. Thank you, BK. Thank you, Rosie, for the Cash App. Thank you, Rosie. Yes, Miles. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Don't forget, y'all, get your questions ready for Nicole Fagan, right? Because she said she told me she normally don't do in interviews, but because she loves me, she's gonna do it for us to come on for an interview. Okay, good. You said the probation officer didn't end up issuing the warrant on 3/13. He drove all the way up there and there was no warrant for him. Okay, good. Hey, Nene. Okay, they finally issued Jabari Greer a ticket 313 for the tent and seatbelt violation. That is why they were spotted in the first place. So they gave him a ticket? Okay. Thank you. I be needing those police report. My people be so slow in giving me those police report. So I'll be the only one with the court. Yay. Well, tomorrow we'll be in the courtroom. Prayerfully, I'll be able to I put in my Rule 22. They say A&F is the pool for that tomorrow. Tressie, thank you so much for support for your Cash App. Thank you, Tressie. Yeah, y'all know I hate Cash App, right? Y'all know I hate Cash App. You know why? Cash App charged me this extra fee now. I mean, it's on top of the fee. And if you want to get it out early, you got to pay that fee. It's like crazy because it's not. Renette, I hate it. He was a young son, and they already stole enough irreplaceable time that they stuck Miles in jail when his son was only 4 months. Please support this page. She is a knowledgeable person we all need to hear from. Oh, thank you, Shanna. Thank you. Thank you for the Apple Pay. I had to remember what it was. Thank you for the Apple Pay. Appreciate you. Yeah, I try to bring factual information. And then when I'm wrong, just like the other day when we talked about the YFN case situation and the YSL, and I told you guys that based on the information that they gave me that he was airlifted. No, it was not him. I talked to his attorney, Nicole, and she said he is not the one that was airlifted. The other person was airlifted. But the point is that person was not supposed to be in his pod. So the prison has some explaining to do why the guards allowed the guy to go into that pod area. So it's a lot. I mean, these people, man, they just be doing all kinds of things. These those correction officers, they're not doing their job. So tomorrow we will be in court to bring you an update. Vambarino is on the witness stand. She is on the witness stand, and she is bringing information in from her report. You know, she's the one, the gang side. And did I tell you when the other lady was on the stand? The head investigator, she didn't know a lot of stuff. She kept saying you would have to ask Vambarino. You would have to ask Vambarino. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, how come she don't know and she's the head? Wouldn't the head know all of this? So she's the one. She'll be there tomorrow, y'all. But anyway, I love to be on here with you guys all night. But tomorrow, I don't have to get up early. I forgot. I don't have to get up early. What would you guys? Right. Hand doesn't know what the Burnett, they don't know. They don't know. And they're giving nothing but giving out like plea deals like crazy, y'all. Outrageously. They're giving out plea deals left and right. Plea deals. My thing is, I wouldn't want a long plea deal. Mm-mm. And then they make people stay in jail so long that they force them to, especially if they want to get out, to just go ahead and take the plea deal, right? Did you guys want me to do Nazir? I took a poll. Let me see what the outcome of my poll is. Okay, hold on. Let me see the outcome of my poll. Okay, only one person on the slide channel. Thank you, TMT, for answering. And 54% says yes. Yeah, not really interested. Okay, I'm going to end this poll. And I'm going to end this questionnaire. Okay. Oof, my leg. My leg hurts. Y'all, let me tell y'all what I started doing since we're on another conversation. No poll on slide channel. Just got gypped. It was a poll. It was a yes or no, but I don't know how we did it that way. Miss Sylvia, struggle. Why not just get a job working in the courts? Because they're not hiring in the courts, and then I won't have my freedom. Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Rev? Can I ask you a question? Why you come up in here and just speak just like does it give you pleasure just to come at me okay, let me give you a couple of factors, okay? Do you know how old I am? I am 58 years old. The job market for a 58-year-old is not that strong, especially with my experience and my background and things like that. Did you know that? Don't you think I put applications out there? Don't you think that? Now you want to run because I'm asking you a question. Now you want to run. Now you want to run. You came in here with the comment. Now you want to run when I'm addressing your comment. And SSS, they don't understand. Content create. Do you know how many people are making like money, like big money off of content creating? Do you know how many people are making big? I'm just okay. Just because I'm struggling doesn't mean everybody that's doing content creating. Why do you think they're doing it? It's a creative job. It's not the way things are like back in the days anymore. Content creating is a job now. Did y'all know that? When I went to court and they asked me what do I do, and they're like, "Oh, that's fantastic." It's a job, y'all. I was getting paid real well before until somebody went in. We're not going to talk about that. Where I have haters just jacked up. I showed y'all I was making $5,000 a month. And then all of a sudden somebody came in and just hated on me, took me off. I couldn't even do the streaming anymore. They contacted the judge. They was calling the judge. I've been arrested so many. Oh, let's not talk about it. Let's not talk about it. Y'all know and I was making the money. It's just haters. But you know what? God is a God that, he has me struggling for a reason. He wants me. Oh, now you want to be religious. First you told tell me go get a job. Now you're trying to be religious. Y'all Pharisees really get me. Y'all really, really get me. Woo! Should I call David so David could pray with me? Should I call David, y'all? Should I call David? My Kenya friend. So David could pray with me, y'all. So y'all can hear David's deep voice and pray with me. Should I call David so he could pray with me? Let me see if I call David. I have some prayer warriors that will pray with me. And I have writers. Hey, Antonio. Hey, baby. How are you? Rev, didn't I just not tell you? They're not hiring. The courts are not hiring. I just told you that. Trust me. When I asked Judge Kirk, when she was telling me if I knew anybody wanted a part-time job, and so I said, Judge Kirk, I could do it. I said, I could do it. And she's like, no, Miss Sylvia, it's not for you. I was like, wow. Where my people at? Thank you. But you know what? It's okay for other people to do it. It's only a problem when I'm doing it, y'all. It's the problem when I'm doing it. And listen to this. Rev has never donated into this channel at all, but Rev want to come in here and hate on me because you guys helped me out. Folks, I just tell you, y'all, people, all I can say is woosah. All I can say is woosah. But you know what? God's going to show them. God's going to show you. You're going to witness the blow up of infamous channel, Rev. You're going to be one of them. You're going to be one of them that's going to see God just blow me up. So he's just going to just watch. On this same thing that you're saying, get a job. Why don't you get a job? Get a job. This is a job. I work hard. I work hard for my money. So hard. Okay, Miss Ali, I got it. Thank you. When did you donate? Send me a proof that you donated to this channel. Use a lie. Send me I've never seen your name before. Never seen your name unless you change your name from someplace else. Send me your proof. Send me your proof. I have never, ever seen your name on any of my Cash App, Venmo, or any of that. Send me your name. Tell me I use a lie. Send me your name. Send me your proof. Send me your proof. Come on. I'm a liar. Prove me wrong. Prove me and make me a liar. Send me the proof. Email me the proof. Send me the receipt. Since I'm a liar. Come on, use a lie. Show me. Y'all always want to come in here, disrupt my channel. I want to try to be professional, try to bring stuff, information. And y'all always come with the crap. Always. But you know what? This is a great day. We're going to learn something today. Oh, now you don't want to prove anything. Look, you don't want to prove anything. You just call me a liar, and I say prove it. You just call me a liar. You call me a liar. Send me the proof. Send me the proof. Miss Richard, I mean, you call me a liar. Rev, you call me a liar. You call me a liar, and I said, send me the proof. Make me a liar. Send me the proof that you gave in. You deflecting now. Don't say good night to plant lady. Come on, show me the proof. If you did, you should be able to show me the proof. Right, y'all? Always pocket watching. Always trying to block what blessings that people give me. Just always. I mean, why hate? Seriously, why hate y'all? I don't sit there trying to block anything for y'all. What's the purpose of trying to block what God has already set aside for me? Always, Coco. Always. They're always coming up in here trying to block. Why? You don't ever see me wishing and coming into your space and just trying to sabotage whatever you got going on. I wouldn't do that. I'm happy for whoever gets whatever that's for them. I'm happy. I rejoice with them. I have no jealousy in me about anybody in their channel. None whatsoever. Because I believe everybody has their turn. And my turn just hasn't come yet. And when it do, I'm going to celebrate. When my big payday comes, I still believe that God is going to blow my mind. In the meantime, in between time, I'm going to keep working like I'm working for Jesus. Celebrate now. LKSSS. I will celebrate now. Yeah, you know what, SSS, you are absolutely right. You're absolutely right, because the favor of God that has been placed in my life, y'all, it's just been awesome. The favor of God that has been placed in my life. I gave y'all a proof of it the other day with the chief judge sending me an email. I mean, come on now. Not too many people could say that. Not too many people could say, hey, this person asked me for an autograph. People asking me for autograph, y'all. And I'm not even big shot. I'm not even a big shot. All right, I'm about to get off this live, y'all. I've got to get my water intake in. Guys, I started doing intermittent fasting, and I just started. Today's my first day. my first day, intermittent fasting, and I'm doing 8 hours window, an 8-hour window, 2 meal and a protein shake, because I'm following this lady who came on my For You page, and I figured, hey, let me see if y'all can see me. Can y'all see me? No, I can't see me. But anyway. Well, because she said 90 days, we're going to have that summer body. 90 days. 90 days will be full summer. I'll be ready. Y'all ready? Y'all going to be ready with me? Y'all going to be ready with me? 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. 90 days. Pam, you leaving? Good night, Pam. All right, all my people. I love you too, sweetie. You want you gotta do it, y'all. I'm telling you, y'all. It's coming down. If y'all, I'm gonna show y'all, because I went and got these what do you call it? Well, I got my water. Hold on, let me get my water. Hold on. All I can do is drink water. And I eat from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's my 8-hour eating window. Then from after 6 until 9:59 tomorrow morning, agua, only water. That's good water. I'm gonna be drinking. Oh, today's a shot day. I gotta go take my shot today. 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock is my shots time. It's 9:18. Y'all, I'm getting ready to start having skinny neck. No more fat neck. Gonna be a skinny neck. Gonna see some bones right here. Man, start seeing the bones down here. Man, y'all, I'm gonna be like off the chain, y'all. Letting my hair grow too. Letting my hair grow so I can have some hair. No more. I really want to be bald, but folks be like, Dallas was like, Mom, why don't you let your hair grow? I said, okay, I'll let my hair grow. Summer ready. That's right, Tall Glass. Summer ready. Do you know those people never got back with me? Those that means I'm not supposed to be part of that group. All right. I'm about to get off. Rosie, I need to talk to you. I'll see you guys later. Love you guys. Bye. We'll be on in the morning. Rosie. They didn't even contact me. Miss Allie, I got it. I got what you sent me. I'm gonna go look it over. Okay. I got the email. Thank you. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then we got court on tomorrow. We got court Thursday. We got court on Friday. Okay, y'all. And then next week, y'all, my case is next week. So we're gonna be talking about my case next week. Oh, it's been a long road, but hopefully my case will be handled. All right, my darlings. I'll see you guys later. Love y'all. Okay, may the Lord watch between me and thee while we're absent one from another. Amen. God bless y'all. Love y'all. Bye. Court this week, court tomorrow, court Thursday, court Friday. Bye. Well, tomorrow they're streaming it, okay? They're streaming it. Let's just pray that my stuff works. Good night. Bye, y'all.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and chat flowing free in this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign and joys we'll both gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign and joys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Mods and chat, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night.